Explaining to a 13-year-old student how to speak English well, how to get better at English. Spend time with it every day. Learning English is a lot like learning how to do something new, like playing a sport or a game. Do you remember when you first started playing your favorite game? At the beginning, it might have felt confusing. You didn't know the rules or what to do, but as you played more and more, it became easier. Now, you don't even have to think about the controls. You just know what to do. That's how it works with English too. The more time you spend with it, the more natural it becomes. And guess what? You don't need to sit at a desk and memorize words all day. You can learn English while having fun. Let me show you some cool ways to do this. Watching movies or TV shows. Have you ever watched a movie or a TV show in English? It might sound hard, but it's actually a really fun way to learn. Imagine watching a movie you already love, like Harry Potter or Frozen, but in English. At first, you can use subtitles in your own language to understand the story. This way, you can hear the English words while following along with the subtitles. After a while, try switching to English subtitles. It's like a little challenge for yourself. Finally, when you feel ready, watch the movie without any subtitles. You don't need to understand every word. The goal is to listen to how the characters talk. Pay attention to the way they say things like, hello, thank you, or what's wrong. You'll notice that some words come up again and again. Over time, you'll start to recognize those words without even trying. Watching shows or movies is also a great way to hear how people speak English in real life, not just in textbooks. They use casual words, funny phrases, and even jokes. Before you know it, you'll start picking up on those too. Listening to music. What's your favorite song? Did you know you can learn English by listening to music? Find a song you love that has English lyrics. It could be from a popular band like BTS or a singer like Taylor Swift. Look up the lyrics online and read along as you listen to the song. This will help you understand what the words mean. Once you know the words, try singing along. Don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect at first. The more you sing, the better you'll get. Singing helps you practice saying English words clearly, and it's also a lot of fun. If you listen to the same song a few times, you might even find yourself singing it without looking at the lyrics. That means you're starting to remember the words. Music also helps you feel the rhythm of English, which makes it easier to speak naturally. Playing video games. Do you like video games? If you do, then you already have a super fun way to practice English. Many games let you change the language settings to English. Try doing this with a game you already know well. Since you're familiar with the game, it'll be easier to figure out what the English words mean. For example, you'll see words like start, pause, or level up all the time. These words will stick in your mind because you see them over and over. If you play multiplayer games online, you might meet people who speak English. Even saying simple things like, hi, nice to meet you, or good game, can help you practice. As you get more comfortable, you can try saying longer sentences like, where are we going next? Or, can you help me with this mission? It's a great way to use English in real situations, and it makes the game even more exciting. Reading for fun. Reading is another awesome way to learn English, especially if you pick something you enjoy. You don't have to start with big books or boring textbooks. Instead, try comics or graphic novels. They have short sentences and pictures to help you understand the story. For example, if you like superheroes, you can read Spider-Man or Avengers comics in English. If you're not ready for full comics, start small. You can read funny memes or short posts on social media in English. These are quick and easy, and they're often about things you already like. As you get better, you can try reading short stories or even chapter books. Remember, it's okay if you don't know every word. You can always guess the meaning from the pictures or the context of the story. Using your phone. Did you know your phone can be your best English teacher? There are apps like Duolingo or Memrise that turn learning English into a game. They give you small lessons each day and reward you with points for completing them. It's like playing a game, but you're learning at the same time. You can also change your phone's language settings to English. At first, it might feel tricky to navigate, but you'll quickly learn common words like contacts, gallery, or settings. Every time you use your phone, you'll be practicing English without even realizing it. Talking to yourself. This might sound funny, but talking to yourself in English is a great way to practice. You can say simple sentences like, "I'm brushing my teeth," or "What should I eat for breakfast?" It's like practicing for a conversation, but you don't need anyone else to join in. The best part is, no one has to hear you, so you don't need to feel shy. The more you talk, the more confident you'll get. It also helps you think in English, which is an important step in becoming fluent. Making friends online. If you want to practice with real people, you can find an online pen pal. There are safe websites where you can connect with kids your age from other countries. You can chat about games, music, or anything you're interested in. Talking to a real person makes English feel more useful and exciting. Plus, you get to learn about other cultures, which is pretty cool. Bringing English into your daily life. Finally, try to make English a part of your everyday life. Write English words on sticky notes and put them on things around your room. For example, label your desk, chair, or lamp. Every time you see the notes, you'll learn those words. You can also try saying small phrases in English at home, like, "I'm hungry," or "Let's go outside." These little changes might not seem like much, but they add up over time and make English feel like a natural part of your day. Conclusion. Learning English doesn't have to be hard or boring. By watching, listening, playing, reading, and talking in English every day, you'll improve without even realizing it. The most important thing is to have fun and enjoy the process. So, which of these ideas sounds the most fun to you? Let's try one today and see how much you can learn. How to get better at English. The power of repeating after others. When you're learning English, one of the best ways to improve is by copying what you hear. This is called repeat after me, and it's just like how babies learn to speak. Babies don't start by reading or writing. They listen to their parents and copy the sounds they hear. Over time, they get better at saying words and sentences. You can use the same method to practice English. Let's talk about how repeating what you hear can help you speak English more clearly and confidently. Why repeating works. Have you ever noticed how songs get stuck in your head after you hear them a few times? That's because your brain remembers sounds more easily when they are repeated. When you say English words out loud after hearing them, you're training your brain and your mouth to work together. This helps you remember words and pronounce them correctly. Think of it like practicing for a sports game. If you want to get better at shooting a basketball or kicking a soccer ball, you practice the same moves over and over. Repeating English phrases is like practicing those moves. It makes your speaking skills stronger. Repeating after videos and shows. One fun way to practice is by repeating lines from movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos. First, choose something you enjoy watching. It could be a funny cartoon, an exciting superhero movie, or even a short clip from a favorite YouTuber. Listen carefully to how the characters or people speak. Then pause the video and try saying the same words exactly like they did. For example, if you're watching Toy Story and Woody says, "There's a snake in my boot," you can pause the video and repeat it. Pay attention to how Woody says each word and try to copy his tone and speed. It's okay if you don't get it perfect at first. The more you practice, the better you'll sound. This is a great way to learn common expressions and how they're used in real conversations. Plus, you'll start to notice the rhythm and flow of English sentences. Using English songs. Songs are another excellent way to practice repeating. Pick a song you like that has clear lyrics. Start by listening to the song a few times to get familiar with it. Then, play a line of the song, pause it, and repeat the words out loud. For example, in the song Let It Go from Frozen, you can pause after Elsa sings, let it go," and say it yourself. Repeating lyrics helps you learn new words and improves your pronunciation. It also makes learning feel like play, not work. And because songs are so catchy, you'll remember the words without even trying. Repeating in games. If you like video games, you can practice repeating the phrases you hear while playing. Many games have characters who give instructions or say things during the game. For example, if a character says, "Follow me," or "We need backup," Pause the game for a moment and say those phrases yourself. Games often use everyday English words and phrases, so it's a fun way to pick up useful expressions. And because you're already focused on the game, repeating what you hear doesn't feel like studying. It feels like part of the action. Repeating everyday words. You can also practice repeating words you hear in everyday life. For example, if you watch an English video and someone says, "Good morning," pause and say it back. Try to match how they say it. This works with any short phrase like, "How are you?" or "What's your name?" You can even repeat things you hear in the real world, like announcements in English at the airport or a sentence you hear in a commercial. The goal is to practice saying the words out loud so your brain and mouth get used to the sounds of English. Shadowing, a fun challenge. Once you feel confident with simple repeating, you can try something called shadowing. This is when you listen to a sentence and try to say it at the same time as the speaker. It's like being their shadow. For example, if you're watching a video and the person says, "I love ice cream," you try to say it with them, matching their speed and tone. Shadowing is a little harder than pausing and repeating, but it's a great way to improve your fluency. It helps you learn to speak English smoothly, just like native speakers. Practice with friends or family. If you have a friend or family member who's also learning English, you can practice repeating together. One person can say a sentence in English, and the other person repeats it. You can take turns and even make it into a game. For example, one person can say, "The cat is on the roof," and the other person has to copy it exactly. Practicing with someone else is fun because you can encourage each other and laugh if you make mistakes. It's a great way to build confidence and make learning English more enjoyable. Repeating in everyday life. You don't need to wait for a special time to practice repeating. You can do it anytime, anywhere. If you hear someone say something in English like, "Excuse me," or "Thank you," quietly repeat it to yourself. If you're reading a book or seeing a sign in English, say the words out loud. Even when you're alone, you can practice repeating sentences from things you've learned before. For example, if you've learned how to say, "I like apples," try saying it again a few times during the day. Repeating sentences like this helps you remember them better and makes speaking English feel more natural. Conclusion. Repeating after others is one of the easiest and most effective ways to learn English. Whether you're copying lines from movies, singing along to songs, or shadowing sentences from videos, you're training your brain to think and speak in English. The more you practice, the better you'll get. So why not start today? Pick a video, a song, or even a sentence you've heard before, and try repeating it. You'll be amazed at how much you can improve just by saying things out loud.